Okay, good. It's supposedly video is recording. We're just going to assume that it's right. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll open up our project. As I was going through, we're going to do a quick change to the way the mouse was working through, right? So when we start it, go to the start menu just to show third person start map, right? When we have it here, we just have our mouse, which is great. And when we hit play, it automatically jumps. It's actually kind of deceptive because it's actually not using the mouse as it would be in the actual gameplay. It's using the mouse as it is in the Unreal Editor, which is great, except when you want to make sure the mouse is there to make selections when we actually get to the package scan. So we need to make a couple small changes to this. We're going to open up our WBP start menu, which should be in your blueprints. WBP start menu. While we're here, we're also going to open up our make sure you're in the third person start map. Because we want to make sure, we want to go ahead and open up, clicking on our blueprints one, we want to open up the level blueprint. We want to have access to that. All right, so what we're going to do, well, just what we're here in this one, we're going to start here. Let's see. No, we want the. So on the level blueprint, it's this middle one here. Click the drop down and that says open level blueprint. So if we go to our start menu, the WBP start menu, we go to our graph. We want to go ahead and actually uncheck the set show mouse cursor on the on clicked, because right now it's turning it back on and that's not what we want. So we want to have that as false so that it turns the mouse off when we're done clicking play. And then we'll just go ahead and click on set and then Control C to copy it. Come over to your third person start map and we're going to attach it at the end of our event begin play. So we can just click the screen, Control V to paste it here. And we're going to add this now to our viewport. Now we'll set that show mouse cursor checked to be true. And from our target, we want to drag off get player controller. Okay, so that is now going to make it so that our mouse actually works appropriately when we start up the game, because it's kind of necessary to be able to make selections with it. So make sure you compile and save both of those, the third person start map and the start menu. File save. Okay. Whew. Now becomes the fun part of getting this to actually compile and build the package. So we want to go into our edit menu and we're going to open up our project settings. You should open up into project description. If not, you want to click on the description under project in the left nav menu. Yeah, project settings, and then we're going to be starting in the project description. So file, or sorry, edit, project settings. Once again, it should drop you here into the project description, but if not, just click on description. In the about section, if you wanted to set a new thumbnail, you can. You don't need to, but this is where you would do it. We want to fill out in our description. We want to something with your last name first. So Gluck GIMM 397 mod project. It's fine. Something along those lines. And then we also want to, we have a name in there for the project name, but it's currently just what we called the file, right? So rename this one definitely last name, and then just TPG, third person game. That way I can know, that way it pops up. And then we're going to scroll down. We can actually copy the last name, TPG, because then we're going to go down to the displayed. And then we want the project displayed title to just be the same thing. So this is going to put the name of the game up in the top bar when it starts as an actual exe file. Okay, that sets up that little part of it. So many little steps. It's great. I love click and point on Unity. So then we're going to go and in our nav under project, we're going to click on maps and modes. We want to make sure that default game mode, or sorry, default maps, we want the game default map to be to the start map. So drag down, third person start map, right? So this is going to set it that this is the first one that we'll load into. Then we want to go to now into packaging. So project packaging. We want to scroll down in the, or I don't really have to scroll down, but in the packaging section, we want to open up advanced, drop that down so we have access to it all. Why the hell they put this in advanced and didn't make it just obvious and quick, I don't know. But in here is where we actually set up all the levels that we want our game to have, right? So we have a start menu, or we have the start screen game level, we have our maze level, and then we have our house level, right? So we have to add, we've stated we are going to start with the start one. We now have to add the maze and the house. So we're going to scroll down now to the bottom of the advanced, and we're looking for list of maps to include in packaged build. And so it currently is going to say 0 in the array. We're going to hit plus twice on here because we have 2 levels that we want to add. And it doesn't even have a and there is no drop down for it. So what you'll want to do, because you need to make sure that the wording is exactly right, go back out to your third person map, or third person starter map at this point, your content browser. In your maps folder, go ahead and you can copy the names from them and paste them in. It doesn't matter what order you put them in on. You just want to make sure that you have both there. So that one, and then the level 2 into, I'll put in my second one. If you don't do this step, these levels will not build. So I learned this after like 10 minutes of frustration and wanting to throw my computer out the window because I had it, I built the start menu, I had the package, I clicked play, and it just started the start game again. I thought it was something into the game it was trying to be called to, or the level call. Went through a whole bunch of random shit with that, and then found out you just have to go into this buried setting, which is great. Okay. And then we want to, and finally with this, in our project section, let me just minimize this so we can see it up higher. So in the project section, under build configuration, we want to switch it from development to shipping. This is the final build of the game. This is what I need to see. I don't really care about any debug, anything for it. So set this to shipping. Okay. Now, we want to, you don't need to set any of these, but I'm at least going to show you them. If you scroll down in your different nav menu and we get down to platforms, this will list all the platforms that you can build to. We are going to be building for Windows. So if you click on Windows, if you want to create a splash, or the game splash, we don't need the editor splash, the game splash, you can add it in there. If you want to add a cool icon to your game project, this is where you would set it. None of these are required, but this is where you would make those changes if you wanted to do that. Okay, we can close our project settings because we now technically have it all working. Ha ha ha. Not holding my breath yet. If you go back to the main editor, we have platforms at the top nav bar with the drop down. We're going to click on that. We're going to go to Windows, and our top one is Package Project. So we're going to click this, and you probably are all going to get an SDK not set up.
I mean, I don't think I did. It just brought me to the file.
Cool. So if it went there, great. If you got to here, now we're going to deal with this part of it. So we can hit cancel. If you did not get the SDK not set up message, feel free to tune out for a few minutes. If you did, this is what we'll do. So we'll hit cancel on that. We get to first go to Google, and we're looking for Windows SDK. So we're looking for the Microsoft developer version of this.
Did you Google?
I did, but it was because, life. Don't worry about it. Leave my Googling habits out.
Pointer makes it so much more funny.
I hope someday you need a bigger one. You're going to send me an email like in 30 years and be like, yeah, here's my new mouse pointer. All right. So we want to make sure that it's taking us to the developer.microsoft.com Windows downloads.
There's no way I have this downloaded. Why do you wish?
Yeah, it depends upon when you've updated things. So if you add it once again, so then we're going to go ahead and download the installer. Because life, yay. Once we get it, we're going to run the exe, which is should be Win SDK setup. Because I love this so much. You want to install it. I'm just going to let it throw it where it wants to put it. That's fine. Sure, I don't care. This is up to you if you want to set your privacy. It's not a laptop controlled by me anyway. So I really don't give a shit. License agreement. I don't know if you have to read down all the way to accept it.
Game maps in the license agreement for this. I saw
Probably.
that.
And then select the features you want to install. I don't know which one it actually wants, so just install it. If you want to spend the time to figure out which one, that is on you. I got 3.5 gig. It's fine. My home computer cried a lot because it's down to 19 gig on its main hard drive. It was all like, no. So this is going to take, obviously, a couple moments. First build was 30 to 45 minutes for, yeah. Yeah,
While this installs, could you show me what you did to the start menu again real quick?
for sure.
It's not hard.
No, you're good.
Anyway.
Start menu. So if you go to your third person starter map
Right.
one, just or actually start menu, you just want to unclick the set.
Sorry, I need to find where starter menu went.
Yeah, WBP start menu.
What?
It should be in your
I
blue.
just named it menu, sorry.
Oh, well, that's no you problem. So from the on clicked, you should have set being the last one. Set show mouse. So from the on clicked event, the end of it should end with the set show mouse cursor. So make sure that this is now unchecked and then copy it. So highlight it, copy it. And then we're going to paste it into our third person start map at the end of the event begin play. So we're going to paste it here and add it to the viewport. So the third person start map, which is your, so if you are on your third person start map and then you click here,
Oh.
then open up your level blueprint. Yep.
And then just put that at the very end of.
The very end of event begin play. Attach it to the viewport. And then from target, draw off the get player controller.
And you want to leave it unchecked or checked?
And then you want to check this one.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Let's see how close. Oh yeah, we're nowhere close. We're at 12%. We're great. It's fine. Love network speeds at Compass. So let's just take a couple minutes. 5 minutes? Or you 5%? How many of you, show of hands, have to on your computer system are having to do this? Cool. Okay. This is step 1 of 3 before we actually start building. So we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to get very far into first person build today because I want to make sure we go through this and we have it all done.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I can be able to build it because there's still bugs that need to be
Sure.
fixed. Like I'm still not sure about that health component thing. That
Just turn it off. Turn it off and build it. If it doesn't build nice, then just turn it off and that'll be fine for now. Still don't know why you're getting an option on
maybe
there.
it's because of different versions of Unreal or
Maybe, but I don't. It shouldn't.
yeah,
Should.
yeah, it should because it's still technically the same.
I can't remember what node it was on. We can pull it up actually if you wouldn't mind taking a look at it at some point. It's a node that shouldn't have a parameter in it, but it does, and then it doesn't like anything. So yeah, we'll have you take a look in a bit. So if you're watching this video later, this would be the good time to fast forward. At least leave the bar up so you can see what's time to start paying attention again. I think my computer at home is faster than this.
Your Wi-Fi at home is probably bad.
My Wi-Fi is a lot. Yeah, it's actually a lot better.
'Cause it's bad here.
True. I don't know. It says I got stuff.
Well, like it connects to it fine. It's whatever's on the other side. It's like the one. I think there's too many.
We get to do this twice. You can download another SDK later.
What's the other one?
We need what is it? It's .NET SDK.
You had to have that one for Unity to work.
I have it on. I should change that. I have it on mine desktop for Unity, but for some reason
It didn't.
it didn't like.
Because I haven't set any of this up, and I just went build, and it's doing it. Who knows if it'll work?
I would not hold up that it works.
I feel like it would have told me by now, right?
No, actually, it'll try and build a little bit.
Great.
Almost a third. Almost.
I know I have .NET.
So is it .NET 9? So go with. Apparently, because it was originally saying you wanted .NET 3.1, but that's now no longer supported.
.NET 9.0.2.
Nice. Then you won't need to do the next one. I just downloaded it. I'm assuming that it'll either rewrite it or it's only going to get 4 versions of it.
Oh, that's that Windows SDK. I didn't install either of those. They're both there. So then wouldn't it just show up if you downloaded all of the components that come with Unity? Doesn't Visual Studio just download with Unity?
It's not a requirement. Hey, 60%. 60. Oh my God, it's going fast finally. Yeah, now it's actually doing something.
Exactly, but who's gonna know that?
Install so much faster than download. Yeah. I like that. Oh, 87. Almost. You do it.
That was really old.
Because otherwise we're gonna. All right, once it finally downloads, installs, you'll get the Welcome to Windows Software Development Kit SDK. So this is what we want. We're going to close this. I know not everybody is there yet for this, but download and install speeds are all over the place. So rather than just waiting, I will more than happily go over this again. So it currently still won't work, or more than likely will not work. So you'll need to go in. We want to open up our File Explorer. And you want to find your Unreal 5 installation folder, which is usually in your C drive. Unreal, hopefully. Probably not. Let me check my program files. Let's try Epic Games. Here we go. So you want to find wherever your version is. So we're going to go off of our UE underscore 5.5. We'll drill into that one. Then we want to drill into engine, binaries, third party, .NET, 8.0.3 you should have, Win64. God, this is ridiculous. Host, FXR, 8.05. We want to find this file, hostfixer.dll. All this for this. Select it, copy it, and then we're going to go back to our binaries. But this time we want to go into our .NET, the automation tool, and in here we are going to paste that hostfixer.dll. Don't know. And then you want to, so once you've done that, we can close this part. And now we want to go back to Google, and now we want to search for, if you don't already have it, feel free to check and see if you do. We want the .NET Core 9. So this should be under the .NET Microsoft.com downloads. You want to do the Windows installer for the 64. No, I'm not going to tell you about myself. This is not a dating site. Are you a software developer? Why don't you figure that out? I'm here. Like, huh?
If you press yes, it just tells you to go outside.
Probably. You need vitamin D. Please go outside. Or take a vitamin D pill. Your choice. If you say no, it's just like, why the hell are you here? Puts a virus on your computer.
Sends you your own personalized Nigerian friends.
I already have 3. I already have 3 of them. I don't need another one. You at 60% yet? Do you want that? Okay, eventually this will download. And then we just want to run the exe. You can actually run, there we go. Install, sure, why not? It's not my computer. I don't care what viruses you put on it.
The biggest virus in your computer is in fact over an antivirus.
Probably.
You can't get any worse than that.
True. All right, this will eventually go. It's trying. It's trying my patience. Oh, so difficult of a task. Um, all right. Come on, just finish. It's fine. Probably don't need all these files it's putting on anyway. Just make the error go away. That's all I care about. Okay, cool. Eventually going to complete this. Close. We can say to Google, piss off. If we went back in and did platform, it's still going to say that there's an error because it's like, I don't know what you've done to me now. So now we want to go ahead and close our application or our project and then just reopen it. If this doesn't work, I'm going home crying, just letting everyone know because this has been a pain in my ass for so long. All right, open that back up. I do like that you can change the splash start image for your editor.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that way it's like I did hear like a pretty interesting thing with like the new Blender updates that they're actually changing the way to do splash screens, so that way they can know which version is as tailor made for specific tasks.
That's cool.
So I think that might be like yeah, like different versions of the engine that are
Sure.
used for like specific
Yeah.
game.
I love it. All right, so now if we click platform, now if we go to Windows and package the project, yay, no error, woo! Yet. So do me a favor to make this easy on you and easy on me. When you go to package your project, click on new folder, type in at least your last name and GIMM 397. Then select it. Select the folder this way. This is the folder you know has your build and your package project in it. So then we'll just zip just this folder and this is what you'll submit. And then we'll select the folder. Sure. That fucked this up. OIT and I are going to have some issues. We should anyway. Is it actually doing something? I'm going to assume it's doing something. You should see this spinning package. I feel like they should have done a better like thing where like a hammer comes out and just smashes it for a while, every once in a while. Okay, it is still moving. Yeah, so you can show your output log, and we're just going to let this build because we love insanity. What time is it? Let's set the timer. How long is this going to take? I'll go to actual timer. If you're watching this as a video, I'm sure that I'll like give answers to the upcoming test randomly throughout the video. So definitely listen to every single thing, every moment of this. It'd be horrible. I'm a terrible person. I'm hoping that they've skipped through by that point.
We have started threatening giving everybody tests more often.
Give them a little bit of a
The attendance sheet.
Okay.
That I may or may not have not signed.
You can give this to Kenzie afterwards, or that attendance sheet. Does anybody else still need to sign attendance sheet?
Hey, you can sign it. I know.
Or just come up. I'll just make it easy. I'm lazy enough to have y'all walk up.
It's just the.
I got spoiled on Monday. One of the seniors was like, who should I call into the office next to talk? And I was like, oh, I can just have you do my dirty work and get students for me? This is amazing. Sat there and did nothing. Somebody needs to.
That's the worst name I've ever Oh. I used to do that, but then I got it. I got it. I just found
I can at least say that when I ran this, I would get an error every once in a while. It's still built fine. I just got errors. That would pop up in red, which scared the shit out of me for a minute, but.
I just found it. I just think scratches, but I like that one. So I love it.
The longest part, like everything, is when it starts trying to install the shaders. Shaders are terrible people. I have an answer. It's not the one to your question, but I have an answer.
So, for the last part of part 6 from last week,
Yes.
when we did the like stage change thing, would it be considered a change if we, instead of like pressing 1 to make the stage change, if you just like walk in a certain area of the AI, then just
Yeah, so
automatically
they're going to
change?
yeah. So that would be definitely a could
Okay.
100%. Yep. We're eventually going to get to that as we play the some more, but
I'm doing it in my own game already right now, so I might as well.
I want us to go. So we're going to go over visual, auditory, stage changes. We're going to put a perception.
Is that?
And then
Isn't that like?
found something that I just watched. I didn't do it yet, but
I feel like it's like 80.
In 17
oh, I should go hide behind this wall. And then go to behind it, or like, I'm just gonna poke out and go pop, 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 and then pop back in. So there's a bunch of like pretty cool shit actually in this. AI since I last played it.
Should I take
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually saying that I don't get what.
Cool.
I don't think that's right.
Well, you get better at these like spatial.
Not a 70-year-old.
So
I believe there's a curve.
yeah.
I
I don't understand the like time exceeded threshold comments. Doesn't have an issue. But it's like, hey, I did this, but you exceeded the threshold, but like, is that bad? Is that okay? I don't know.
If you eat this stuff every
I'm gonna be 65 and I'll be fine. I'm not gonna need to go with that.
You're too tall for that. You both let's be honest. Come on. So your spine is gonna start collapsing once you.
Thanks.
How tall are you?
She's not wrong.
6'3".
Oh yeah, you're I'm sorry.
That's actually a thing.
Yeah.
The taller you are, the more likely your spine is collapsed.
Well, it's just, yeah, it's not. I have this sort of going on. My biggest problem now is apparently I have genetic disorder that literally my spine is now starting to fuse. Like on its own, it's like calcifying on its own.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's to look forward to in my future.
No.
He's got like a cool spine on Corvo's spine.
Work on it. Think about it this way. Some people pay surgeons for spinal fusions. You just get it
It's
for
just good
free.
for free.
No, we know how to work with Arduinos here. Like we can follow.
Actually, I'd be like Tech. The next Arduino project is making a spine. Nothing will possibly go wrong with it.
Yeah,
Just make sure it comes with a neural implant, some like big octopus arms.
If I don't have at least 3 extra appendages with that, it's like not worth it.
Yeah, make sure you have the servo motors work well, otherwise they might lock up and then just.
Yeah, make sure to have power regulation on the implant, otherwise he's gonna become Doc Dog.
So at some point you'll start getting cooked packages and a number, and I'll tell you how many there are total, which mine's 546, and we're currently at 171. And it's been, well, it's only 6 minutes so far. Only. It's a process. But I'd rather make sure that everybody gets to this point. I've built projects. How many times have you told? What is it? Big 10 nothings. I don't want to know what I need to say. More than 40. Spare. Spare. It does get depressing after a while where it like tells you that it may cooked another package, but it didn't actually cook another package. It just tells you the same information.
So
Still waste more time.
the thing is not getting something off of that.
This is going way faster now.
Yeah, it went way faster. Like 30 seconds. The AI seems to not. Yeah, and it was it's amazing. Well, yeah. But it was working before I built it.
That is the tricky part. Is I'm learning that just because it works in the inspector does not necessarily, or then your editor does not necessarily mean it's going to work inside your film. So my desktop at home, it's like a half an hour. Give or take. I finished the whole house. I did sometime. But I thought that it's probably granted, it cost $4,000. Oh, we're getting there. Down to the last 60 something. 10 minutes. also freaked out when it started talking about the virtual memory. I was just like, oh god, it's like about to crash because I filled the virtual memory. But I made it through. So you message everybody, I'm like, bring a power in class, you know, I'm thinking more than that. No. You know, kind of if I delete shaders that aren't being used in this, it will speed up any time, or is it should just be?
I think, I mean, like I remember seeing like a couple videos on how you could like boost the optimization of like builds, and it actually takes up even less space.
I'm just thinking if I'm building it, it should only be building. It should only be grabbing the shaders and the stuff that I'm actually using rather than anything else. But maybe it's.
Do I have to remove them? It's better than just spawning.
It's in the content drawer, it's gonna build it. So it's in the content drawer, it's gonna build it. I'll have to try that at some point. We'll try it when we do our first person build like this.
They're literally not bringing anyone. It's the opposite of that.
I love cats.
You put it in the top, it's probably.
If she was the same or something. So
Yeah, I don't like it.
soldier. So that first I haven't taken a mission.
That's true. Well, 10, 9, 8, not oh, skipped a 5. Amazing.
Good mechanics.
At least I get
I mean, so yeah.
2.
Okay, yeah. So I said package much better. I just feel like I would have hit. So if
Yeah, gotta have mine doesn't say that.
Because I went with my speed.
So many Jesus. Hey, package complete. This is what we hope we see at the end. Is the nice packaging complete, which means you are good to go. That took, how long did it take? 15 minutes. Ooh. All right. So once we get there, the easiest way to do it, this is the reason I recommend doing it this way. Open up your File Explorer, go to where you are storing the game, which sometimes is tricky to remember where. So if you can't remember where, I go back to the package project and look and see where the hell it is. Where is this? Unreal Projects local. That makes sense. Why not? So if we go to our where you have it. Yeah, where are we? There we go. Documents. Unreal local multiplayer, because that's where I put it apparently. Go into your project. Right now you should have the folder that has your name and then the GIMM 397 on it. This, if you open it up, has got everything that you need to play it. Here's our exe. So we could go in, hopefully it's what it's supposed to do. I can click play. Oh, look, a barrel. Bye. Apparently I died somehow. It's fair. Everything's fair. Whatever. So at this point, for submitting it, go ahead and then just zip. It's gonna just let me my zip compress on this one. Zip file. And instead of sending me a multiple gigabyte file, just send me this, which should be, once again, hopefully, this is just over 400 meg, which is still not small, but way smaller than multiple gigabytes if y'all are doing it. So also feel free to add into this folder. You can just on this outside part, put the document, your PDF document in here. You can put the video in here if you're doing it all there. Just all zip it up into one and submit this. All right. Questions about this ridiculous process? I so much prefer Unity's click and build. You're still building? How many are still building? What? Wow. Why don't we go ahead, because I'm not going to keep everybody just sitting in their seats. Let's take like what number are you at? Like of
44 remaining.
44 remaining?
1,200 remaining.
What the hell have you done?
I have no
You have made bad life choices, sir. Let's go ahead and let's at least take a 15-minute break. I'll attempt to remember to turn off the recording for the few minutes. And then when we get back, we'll go over what.
You can also pause recordings.
Yep, no, I know. It's more fun. Why? That takes time. It's the punishment for missing class. Again. All right, so if we go back, we're gonna close now our third person game. And we're gonna open up or start a new first player game. So click on launching your engine if you need to. Eventually. Startup process is so much fun to sit and wait. Connor, can you provide some music? Maybe Kim's singing voice for somebody's wait.
We're using the first person template, right?
Yeah, so go to your games on your projects browser. We'll go to games and we're going to select now first person. Surprise, surprise. That should come shock to everybody. Make sure it's set to blueprints, that we have our starter content on. That desktop is our target platform. And then we'll just call this our, I don't know, I'm just going to call it FPG. I'll add 397 in there so I don't forget what it is. No, I guess I have to do it this way. FPG 397. That works. And then we'll create.
Is this just going to be all recording?
Yeah. We're really not going over anything. Just for the check-in next week, build a village area and a hostel area. You don't need
like
that.
the 10 things for the.
And then the 10 things is due this week.
Well,
Yeah.
this week or next week? That 10 things is this.
I believe it's this week. I think it's Sunday.
Yep.
Creating DNA.
I feel unsafe. I know. I really left myself open there.
Also really appreciate it.
All right. So cool. Yay, we have a first person. I don't care about that. So our first person game, obviously, startup project starts us with the first person template. a lot of the same things, except obviously when we hit play, now we are the person, right? We still have mouse and keyboard controls. We don't start with being able to shoot, but it's got built into it if we grab the gun. Oh, I don't have my audio on. So sad. Normally you hear a really terrible gun sound. And we can just nuke all sorts of stuff. My goal is always to try and get all these outside of the playing field, because who doesn't ever want to just cause mischief and mayhem? So, we're going to get to the point where we'll play with weapons in this. We're going to, once again, like I mentioned, we're going to bring in AI again, but this AI we're going to treat as an NPC. So we'll interact with it in a different format than just like, hey, die. I know how much fun it is to be like, hey, here's something that I had in the screen. I should shoot and kill you. We're not going to do that. I want to give everybody some time in class. I know we've got a little bit. I didn't want us, because I didn't know how long it was going to take to get everybody through the packaging up of the first project. So what I'd like you to do is either for the rest of class, don't just dip in the next 5 minutes, please. At least wait 6 minutes.
I'll start a timer.
Start a timer. I didn't say when the 6 minutes starts though. Either spend some time prepping for what your modifications are going to be to your third-person game. Let you get some more time on that. That way, if something comes up, you can be like, hey, is this going to count for this or that? I can answer that while we're still in class. Or the other option, because I am going to next week do a check-in for this. It's scheduled. I want to make sure everybody gets the points. So take your first-person base that we have, and I want you to create 2 zones. So play with your map, change it. This can be either just through primitives if you want, or go in and download some spots. But as a single level, we're not going to currently play with 2 levels on this one. We've already done multiple levels so far. As a single level, create an area that could be considered a town or a village. So a spot where you would not be attacking things. So that's where we're going to put our NPC. And then make another section that is clearly separated, something that is making clear the delineation between the two. That would be a hostile area, right? It could be just a second area that you go through a doorway to get there. It could be like, I downloaded a forest and I took the trees out of this area and I put up some buildings and then we have trees around. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you. That's going to be the check-in for next week. So we still have a check-in. I don't want to have to deal with moving points around, so we're still going to do that. So have fun playing with this. It's up to you how you want to set that up. Just something that you could show me. Here's where the good stuff happens, and this is where the bad things happen. That's a check-in. Whatever bad things are in your opinion, that's up to you. I'm not putting any thoughts or words into your mouth. Any questions about what's due on Sunday? What's due next week? Yes. Addie just failed the class completely. She's not graduating anymore. No. Packaged files only. I do not want the project file. I will not grade it.
A zip file is a package, right?
Yeah, no. Oh my God. Y'all are horrible.
I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna have PTSD from another class and do run crying this classroom.
Get those like 40 gigabyte math files that are the mega scans.
It's not my laptop. I don't know. I may never actually grade your project if you do that ever, or another one of your projects.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both you and your computer are gonna have an aneurysm from that.
Probably. All right. Other than asking me about package files or project files, any other questions about at least between now and next week? Yes.
What if you're immensely behind?
It is a skill issue, like.
So if you're immensely behind, I am okay if you want to leave out uh, the uh, the behavior tree AI for this that we covered in the last couple weeks. At least have the very basic AI that we created. What was that, week 3 of this, whichever week it was? That at least has something that's go chase you, get close, shoot, kill, murder, right? Something along those lines. You should at least have the maze. You should at least have the start with the start menu. You should have the maze level, and then you should have the house level. The AI in the maze should at least follow and attack you. You should be able to kill it. Beyond that, that's the bare minimum I'm looking for with this. So if you are way behind, that at least saves probably at least a full day or like 5 days worth of stuff from it. We just didn't get our AI to as where I would have wanted it to be, so I'm not gonna really count that against it. Or at least the behavior tree version of the AI. Good question. Any other? You're asking for
Sure.
totally not asking. Someone in your other section of the class.
She's asking for me.
That's
I didn't want to ask.
fair.
Do you want us to implement the behavior tree one, or unless differently?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Because we didn't get the behavior tree to go in exactly how far I would have loved it to be, but we have to transition to the first person,
Yeah.
or else my entire timing's off for the rest of the semester. And I want to make sure that we have enough time.
What if we
That
only
they-
do the third person? And we
Oh,
can go.
Then you're gonna
more in
miss
depth.
like 15, 20 points.
I'm just saying, like, class, we could go more in depth.
We could, yes. That ship sailed a while. Yeah. So so we need to switch to first person for this. We're gonna dive more into some things, and then once again, I want to make sure everybody has enough time for as we get to the end of class that you can spend class time working on what your personal project's going to be from class. You still have to probably do some work outside of class, but I want to just make sure that there's a bit of time for it, because I'm sure that the seniors would appreciate having some time to not have to find more time outside of class to do work, and I'm sure everybody else would appreciate it as well. So, other questions at this point? One last quick thing. I forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention the seniors. You're here. It has come to the attention of the faculty that we're having some what appears to be students kind of going at it. Things. We have not led to fisticuffs. Thank God we have never led to GIMM students actually at least fighting in the lab. If you fought outside the lab, we don't know about it.
You're right.
Once again, let me get my camera going if we're gonna fight in person.
Sounds like a fundraiser.
So,
Give fight night.
GIMM fight night, right? So, just want to encourage. GIMM has always worked off the principle that we are here to encourage each other, build each other up, not tear each other down. So I would encourage you that if you see other GIMM students, just be like, what the fuck are you doing? And feel free to be like, go talk to Aaron. He'll tell you what you're doing. It's not what I want you to do. We don't need you all to get along. Like, if you're not best buddies, like, that's fine, right? But we also don't need to, like, the world right now is fucking rough enough that we don't need to tear each other down here. So it's not that anyone in this class specifically is why I'm saying this. I'm going to say this to all my classes because I think to a degree we all need to hear it sometimes. No, I have to say shit. So at least once again, I do not need to see, y'all hang out all the time. You're all best friends. That's not necessary. That's not even a part of life. But once again, we just don't have to do this. Once again, life is bad enough. So, all right. Any last questions other than what was made this statement? Or about packaging? Too slow. All right. Connor, you can start the 6-minute timer in about 20 minutes. So at least stick around because class is going for another hour. Please at least hang out for about 30 minutes. If you have to leave, I understand, but please at least let me know if you have to leave. And then I'll, say no. Otherwise, you got this.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. Yeah, like I don't have to worry about like being locked from house or anything. Like the last thing I want is to make a bad impression.
Yeah. It's, some things have come to attention to that. Just need to make a quick mention
Yeah,
of it.
of course, but yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
Yep. We do tend.
I need to leave since my my computer's dead.
Yes, you can.
Thanks.
Just don't tell anybody.
Maze.